Hey, good afternoon. It is your buddy, Patrick Allmond, with another quick video about a topic that I find a constant challenge. And so I thought I'd talk with you for a little bit about this particular challenge and some of the ways that I get through it. And the reason this is on my mind is because I was chatting with a good friend of mine last night who appears to be lacking a little bit of motivation. And I've noticed that I end up talking to a lot of people like that, whether it's with businesses I coach or with other people I go out to lunch with or just even my neighbors sometimes. And that particular topic is motivation. How do you constantly stay motivated? What motivates you? What are some of the things you can do to stay motivated? I would love to say that I'm an expert in this particular topic, but it's always a topic that I find challenging. So I was thinking today about 3 or 4 things that I do on a consistent basis to stay motivated, to stay goal-driven, to stay excited, to stay enthusiastic about what I'm trying to get done with life. And I thought I'd share those with you. And I thought about it a little bit, maybe about an hour or two before I made this video, and I came up with about 4 different things that when I really think about it, these are the 4 things that motivate me on a regular basis, that keep me motivated. And keep in mind, I don't always succeed at doing these 4 things. I only have 24 hours a day just like you do, and so it's a constant struggle. It's a constant juggling of time. But I notice when I do one of these 4 things, if I'm lucky and I hit all 4, that my life gets better, my day is richer, and I'm a little bit closer to the promised land, which is my list of goals. And the first one is that one right there, a list of goals. Do you have a written list of goals, a written concrete list of goals? This, like all of these issues, this is one that I struggle with on a regular basis. And for a while there, I really had a written list of goals, and I kept it on my bathroom mirror. As a matter of fact, there's even some residue of tape on my bathroom mirror about lists that I used to keep up there. And there's not one up there right now. I keep my list of goals inside my computer, inside Remember the Milk. But if you haven't done that, that is just a simple basis, the simple beginning for success, is to write down what you want. One of the things that I'm going to do in the future is I want to get some poster board, and I want to write down a list of goals and keep that on the wall right in front of my computer monitors over here. You can't see it over here, but I have a wall over here with some pictures of my wife and my daughter and my mom and a couple of motivational things, but there's some spare real estate up there, and I want to keep a list of goals up there because I spend so much time in front of this computer that it's something that I would have no choice to look at behind me. I've tried putting my goals as a screen backdrop, and it doesn't do that well. So if you haven't done that, take a look at that. Take a look of not only of writing down your goals, but a way if you can keep them in front of you constantly. A second thing that I have learned that I have to do on a regular basis is read. I have to admit, I'm not a big fan of reading. I'd much rather watch videos. I'd much rather listen to podcasts. I'd much rather listen to a public speaker. But I've learned the more I read, the more I learn, and the more motivated I get, especially if I pick the right material to read. And I'll be willing to tell you right now, there are 3 different things I'm reading. This book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, which people are surprised that, friends that I've talked to were surprised that Patrick had not read this book before. And actually, this is 2 books in one. You have Think and Grow Rich and The Law of Success. And you can see exactly where I am in the book right there. There's a little piece of paper right there. It's not too far. I've made it through about 2 or 3 chapters, but I can tell you this book is brilliant so far. And I'm really pissed off at myself for not reading it earlier. And again, it's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The guy's been around forever. His wisdom has been around forever, and it's something you should definitely take a look at. Something else I'm in the middle of reading is this book called The Magic of Believing. It's a rather thin book compared to the other one. This is by Nido Quebin, N-I-D-O, there's the author's name right there, Nido Quebin. This is an easier read than Think and Grow Rich, but there are still some great motivational things in here that you should take a look at. And this is one I definitely ordered used off of Amazon. This is one that I picked up at the local bookstore, but both these books are pretty popular. I'm also reading an online book on the iPad, and I'd show it to you, but I can't because that's where I'm recording this, on information marketing, which is something that I'm starting to do a lot. I'm starting to take all this information that I have about online marketing and building websites and search engine optimization and social media, all the things that people are pulling out of my head all day long. I'm starting to get those in a form that I can actually sell and reuse. There's only so much Patrick, and there's only so much knowledge and wisdom from the people at Focus Consulting that can go around. But if we can start to get that on a DVD or a tape format, that's really going to help out us, and it's really going to help out you, giving you the resources you need to be able to learn when and wherever you want to. And I got off a little bit of a sidetrack there. But those are some of the things that I've learned that I have to do to stay motivated. Read and come up with an actual written goal list. The third one that I have found that is one I've noticed a lot of people lack but is extremely important is the notion of physical exercise. I spend a lot of time by myself in front of a computer, either answering emails or cranking out content or making videos or doing marketing. It is not hard for me, if I've scheduled a day just to work at my desk, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and work until 1 or 2 o'clock the next morning sometimes, and just not leave my desk except for to get a bite to eat. And I've learned that there are just some times where you have to step away and take care of your body. I've always been physically active, but I have to admit in recent years I've been slacking a little bit on that. But it's something I would highly encourage you to do. And as a matter of fact, here in about an hour or so, I'm going to completely step away from the computer, and we have a local lake here. I'm going to go jog 3 or 4 miles at the local lake. And I'm probably going to come back and work some more, but I guarantee you I will be in a much better mood. I will be much more motivated once I get done with that run. So I would encourage you to do that. Get some kind of exercise plan in place. Go out and do something simple like walking. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to join a gym. But do me a favor and don't make any excuses, because there really isn't a good excuse you could give me right now where you couldn't exercise. Step out the front of your house and go walk half a mile away and walk half a mile back, and you know what? You've put in a mile. And share that socially, share that with your family. You will get kudos for it, and you'll be happier and you'll feel better. And the next day, maybe you go walk a mile out and come a mile back, and you put in 2 miles. And we're just talking walking. We're not talking jogging. I had to work my way up to jogging. But just go out and do some simple, basic exercises. Your body will feel a lot better. The last tip I have to share for you today is just to get out and socialize on occasion. There are going to be a lot of people that watch this video that are like me. They might work at home a lot. They might spend a lot of time on their own working on their business. And so there may be days, if not weeks, where you don't go by and you don't see other people socially. Try to make time every single week, if you can, to spend a couple of hours away from the computer and just hang out with your friends. An hour-long lunch is good, after hours for drinks, going over to a friend's house to watch a movie. Just do something socially so you have a chance to interact with other people and bounce ideas off of your friends. I think, and don't forget, you can also use this time to spend some time with your spouse, which is an area that a lot of us lack. We don't spend time with our spouses. So the 4 things that I've given you are come up with a definite, written down, concrete goals list. That was the first one that I talked about. The second one that I talked about, I believe, was find a good book to read. I have a whole bookshelf over here of things I have to read. Everything from public speaking tips to presentations to better search engine optimizations to monetization tips for websites and how to create products. I've just got like a backlog. But some people don't even have a single book waiting to read. So pick up something and read it. And oh, by the way, that second book, The Magic of Believing, that's also a good book. The third thing I suggested was get out and do some exercise. No good excuse you could possibly give me for you not exercising. If you ever come up to me in person and you give me an excuse, I'm going to say, you know what, that's not a good one. You can go out and walk half a mile. You can go out and walk a quarter mile tonight. Not a problem. And last but not least, please don't forget to go out and socialize with your friends. These are some of the things that Patrick Allmond does to stay motivated and get his goals, slowly knock off the goals off of his list. If you have any good ideas, I'd love to hear them. Shoot me an email or drop me a comment here on YouTube or on my website, justaskpatrick.com. You can also always catch me on Facebook or Twitter. Twitter is probably the easiest one to catch me at. A little @ Patrick Allmond, PatrickAllmond. And don't forget to hit up the website where you're probably watching this video, justaskpatrick.com. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Stay motivated, and we'll talk again soon.